In today's video, I'm actually really excited because I want to talk about something that I'm very passionate about, something that has been a huge part of my life, and that is fitness. Now, before I get into sharing what my current fitness goals are at the moment, I thought I would give a little backstory of what my fitness journey has looked like throughout the years, because it has definitely fluctuated and evolved throughout the years, and I also just wanted to share where my love of fitness began. So I want to say my earliest memories of when I realized fitness was going to be a huge part of my life was early childhood, back in elementary and middle school, PE class. And I'm laughing because I feel like most of my classmates at the time dreaded going to PE, and I couldn't relate because it was one of my favorite classes and I secretly enjoyed going to it. I looked forward to it. And I just loved the feeling of pushing my body and seeing what I was capable of. And I found myself to be competitive against others, and not just against others, but also with myself. Whenever we would have to do the physical fitness test, I would try to beat my score or my times. And it just gave me a sense of purpose, something to achieve. And I also liked the feeling of making my coaches proud and the feeling of them motivating me, pushing me. And yeah, I just remember every time I left PE class, I would be in a better mood than when I first got there. So that's when I realized that fitness was going to be a big part of my life. Now, the next chapter of my fitness journey, I want to say, is in high school when I discovered my love for running. Which is funny now because I don't like to run anymore, which might change. We'll see. But what got me into running, I'm gonna be real, was trauma. I literally ran away from my problems, from life, from reality. Anytime I was going through a rough patch at home, I would just run around my neighborhood, and it was like all the pain disappeared when I would run. All I could focus on was pushing myself, putting one foot in front of the other, and just getting to my destination and seeing how far I could go. And even though eventually I had to come back home and face life's problems, I still came back feeling more grounded. And I knew that anytime I needed to clear my head, I could just go for a run. And it truly got me through a lot. I felt like it helped keep me sane. And yeah, it really got me through a lot. It was pretty sure a coping mechanism. Eventually, I want to say the next chapter of my fitness journey was when I was in college. I still enjoyed running. I would do a lot of trail runs, but at the time I was going to a college that had this really fancy gym. It was like 3 stories, and they had all the gym equipment. They even had like a track on the 3rd level. And I remember going to the gym and feeling so intimidated. Like, I had no idea what the machines were. I didn't know what to do. And because I was so into running, I just mostly went to the gym to do cardio and run on the track. And I know that's so typical, but that's where I started. And yeah, I just loved the feeling of how I felt after a workout. And I would also do home workouts, like I would watch YouTube videos and do Pilates and like body weight movements. And I started to see results, and that's when I was like, okay, I kind of want to step it up a little further. And I want to say it wasn't until 2015 is when I joined another gym. And I would say this is the year where I got more serious about strength training. And at this period of my life, I had gone through a lot of change, and I wanted to learn more about the gym and just see more results in my body. And so I did more strength training. But at this time, because I had no experience or any training level, I went into the gym blindly. I had no plan. I just kind of winged it and, learned as I went. And I did more than just cardio. So I did do the machines, but again, I would kind of do the same things. And eventually I plateaued because, I was doing the same things. I wasn't really educating myself. But at the time, it was a good starting point because I at least pushed myself to go into an environment that I wasn't familiar with. Now, I did that for a couple years, and then, of course, life has its ups and downs, and then I lost traction and I stopped working out for a while. And then I went through this dark, depressive phase in my life where I had really bad habits. I stopped going to the gym. I started eating very poorly. Like, I'm talking junk food, fast food, being super lazy. I was very depressed. And I guess my coping was eating. I would like binge eat, and I felt disgusted with myself. And I want to say the moment that clicked in my head where I needed to make a change was the summer of 2022. I had gone to this like pool party, and I had received a text message of a photo of me from that party, playing ping pong or table tennis, whatever, and I was in a bikini. And I remember looking at that photo and just being like, oh my God, that's what I look like? And at the time, I already knew I felt insecure about my body, and that not just about how I looked, but how I felt. I felt so groggy. I was so lethargic, just so bad. And when I saw that photo, I was like, this is not okay. This is not okay. That was the moment that I realized, okay, this has to change before it gets any worse. And so I started going back to the gym, and I started focusing on weight training again. And I started to lose some weight. And then I want to say December of 2022, the end of that year, I went through I don't want to say bad breakup, but I went through a breakup, a very long-term relationship, and that just boosted my motivation even more. Again, gym and fitness, it's like therapy to me, like running was for me back in high school. When I'm working out, it's like my mind just clears and I just focus on the running or the lifting, and it truly is an escape. So of course, at that time, I'm sure anybody watching this, when you go through a breakup, that's like you get this boost of motivation. I feel like you're either one extreme or the other. Like you either go down a very depressive, dark phase, but then eventually when you get out of it, you get this boost of motivation. And that's what happened to me. I just pushed so hard and I just kept going. And I want to say this is the longest streak that I've had where I've been consistent, because throughout my life, I've always had phases where I'd be consistent and then I would stop and then I'd get back into it. But no, I have been consistent since that summer of 2022, and it is now the end of 2024. And I'm proud to say that I have grown so much and I've learned a lot. And I'm definitely no expert. Like, I still have so much to learn, but I have seen more results, and I feel like I'm at the most fit I've ever been in my life. Even though I've reached the most fit I've ever been in my life, I don't want to stop there. I want to continue growing. And I want to say my current fitness goal right now is to build more muscle mass, but also maintain some curves. I don't want to look like super shredded or like jacked, but I definitely want to put on more muscle. And I also just want to feel stronger and just continue pushing myself, because that's what gives me purpose. But I feel like I've kind of plateaued because I am not eating enough. I don't think it's necessarily things that I'm doing wrong at the gym, because I push myself hard at the gym. Like, I really, really push. And I think it has to do with my diet. And it's not that I eat poorly. I eat very clean. And of course I treat myself to foods that I enjoy. But I want to say like Monday through Friday, I pretty much cook all of my meals at home. They're all whole foods. And I know that in order for me to grow, I need to eat more. And I've never done a bulk. And I know in the fitness world, there's cutting and cutting and bulking until you reach your desired physique. And I think the concept of bulking and cutting has intimidated me because I know that I need to be more educated on it and learning about the macros and everything, input, output. But honestly, the thing that has scared me most about it is the weight gain. The concept of intentionally putting on more weight scares me. And I know it's just in my head because I've had unhealthy relationships with my body in the past. And I need to just remind myself that you're not intentionally putting on weight in a bad way. Like, you're putting on weight for growth. And I think I have this mindset where like, oh my gosh, what if I bulk and then I put on too much weight, and it's going to bring me back to that moment where I felt so insecure about my body. But I know that I am in such a different place, not only physically but mentally, and I just needed to ground myself. And also I've gotten reassurance and the support of my partner as well, who is also supporting me along this fitness journey. And it's been so amazing to have a partner that is along doing it with me and also motivating me and helping me heal my relationship with my body and like weight gain. So yeah, I guess I'm basically saying that I'm doing a bulk for the first time in my life, and I have to say I'm in week 2 and it is very difficult. I am not used to eating this much food, and I just got to remind myself that it's for the muscle gains, do it for the gains. So yeah, I guess this is just the start of me documenting my bulking series. And I would also like to continue taking you guys along on the rest of my fitness journey of when I'm done with the bulk and when I start the cut. And I just want to see where it takes me and just enjoy the process and document the journey along the way. And I hope you guys enjoy watching the journey as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.